Okay, third question is going to be a confidence interval. And we didn't actually have confidence intervals in too many of the sections we covered in stats. Basically, there was confidence interval for one proportion, like we run an experiment, like this many were tested, this many had a positive result. Find a confidence interval, a 95% confidence interval that approximates where you think the true population proportion would be. Stuff like that. And then we sort of also did that for estimating one mean. So each subject in our experiment, some number was gotten from them, and we know what the mean result was for our sample. We want to estimate where the mean might be for the entire population, and we give a confidence interval for that. Times when you were comparing two groups, Minitab tended to generate a confidence interval, but I wasn't usually asking about that. I think I might have asked about it on one or two homeworks, but when we were comparing groups, we usually focused on a hypothesis test. So question number 3, confidence interval. Yeah, one proportion or one mean. Question number 4 is going to be a hypothesis test type question. And we had lots of hypothesis tests. So there's hypothesis tests with one proportion, two proportions where you split into two groups and you were trying to decide if the two groups had the same proportion, yes or no. There was one mean. There was two means where they were paired. So each subject had two numbers and you took their difference and you looked for, ran a hypothesis test on that. And there was two means where you split into two groups and the two groups were not at all connected together. And you just wanted to know if the mean for group 1 was equal to the mean for group 2. And then there was the ANOVA test where you could compare means among more than two groups. We had lots of hypothesis tests, so you're going to get kind of one of these randomly chosen from like the 3 questions I wrote for question number 4. And then question number 5 is going to be the linear regression question, or I put the chi-squared test in question number 5. So where's my Greek letter chi? So technically, I guess the chi-squared test is a hypothesis test, so it could have gone in question number 4. But I decided to throw it in the pool of possible questions for question number 5. So some people will get a chi-squared test and they won't get a linear regression on the final. And then other people will get a linear regression on the final and they won't get a chi-squared test. But that's sort of how questions 4 and 5 work. 5 has the linear regressions in it, and also you might get chi-squared tests, and then all the other hypothesis tests are in question number 4. Question number 3 is going to be a confidence interval. Questions number 1 and 2 are the probability stuff from earlier in the semester. So that's it. That's the breakdown of the final exam and what's going to be covered, and the time limits, and so on and so forth. So no homework quiz for today. Just going to finish up this. So this is going to be the end of our sort of final exam outline, and then I'll have one more day's worth of videos where I sort of post a review sheet on my website with the internet links and go through some of the questions. Okay, so that is it for today. If you have any questions, email me or drop into Zoom sometime when I say that I'm going to be there. All right, let's end this video.